During the conversation, you may have hardly noticed when the listener sums up all the points of the speaker. Well, this is what today's lecture is about. Welcome back as we are to begin our new module of active listening. In today's lecture, we will discuss an advanced skill of active listening, i.e. summarizing. With that in focus, we will also try to learn what summarizing is, its objectives, and how to summarize the speaker's story or conversation. Let's start this. What is summarizing? Before we move forward with our lecture, let's understand summarizing. Just like conclusions, summarizing is the overall crux of the conversation. You have to restate the main ideas or thesis of what has just been told. Summarizing the conversation requires strong critical thinking and deep analytical abilities. Hence, restating is not enough to summarize. You also have to restate it in your own words. Unless that is considered, you can't call it a summary. Objectives of summarizing. Summarizing is an advanced skill of active listening. So, it has some objectives to focus on. Let's briefly overview these objectives. Double-checking the speaker's information. The prime focus of the summary is to double-check the speaker's information. Many times, when a speaker tells their tale or point, some information is not delivered accordingly. However, with attentive listening and summarizing, the listener can recorrect the main points of the conversation, ensuring the listener has listened to it all. The summary of the conversation tells a lot about the listener's attention. More often than not, the listener doesn't pay heed to the point, and summarizing actually never happens. That's why it is important to summarize whatever has been spoken or told. For example, if your father has given instructions about how to drive a car, your summarization of the main points will ensure that you have heard the conversation attentively. Therefore, this is what summarizing is all about. Restating whatever is necessary. Encouraging the speaker. Summing up all the details in countable points encourages the speaker and builds a mutual connection between both participants. Not only this, but it also allows the speaker to reflect on his information and correct any information if needed. Wrapping up the discussion. A summary is usually done at the end of a conversation. Like the conclusions of an essay, a summary indicates that the conversation is about to end. In other words, a summary aims to wrap up the discussion. Essentials of summarizing. Just like everything has some inherent elements, so does the art of summarizing. Follow up because we are going to discuss those elements in detail. Precise and to the point. A summary is always precise. You don't have to include the nitty-gritty of the conversation. Instead, your aim should be to ensure that you have included the central theme. So, dear learners, instead of using fancy words, say what has been told, restating the main points in your own words. This is the most important prerequisite of a summary. By this, I mean that you need not bluff or provide irrelevant information to summarize. Simply restate the thesis in your own words. I am emphasizing this because doing this will give you an advantage over the speaker because you will have been fully present in the conversation, omitting any irrelevant information. Moving forward, the speaker may have mentioned many unnecessary things in the conversation. Well, you are under no obligation to do parroting. Your aim rather should be to omit what seems unnecessary and irrelevant. An analogy will explain it better. Picture yourself on a distant island. A stranger comes and guides you on how to escape it. He may tell you many tales about what happened earlier. While summarizing, you only have to mention those steps that can help you leave that island. That's how you omit the irrelevant information. Summarizing is an advanced skill of active learning. Whatever goals and whatever requirement summary demands, you need to ensure that you are following them efficiently. Unless you summarize the conversation in its true spirit, the speaker will always remain unheard. In our next lecture, moreover, we will try to learn another advanced skill of active listening,